now with Fox Sports. Curtis Strange back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Curtis?
I'm good, Rich. Let me read you the best tweet I've seen all morning.
Okay, go for it.
Hey, LeBron, we'll let you know after Game 7 if you've won or not. Just keep playing, then we'll figure out the score later on.
Yeah, right? It's incredible what happened yesterday. Curtis?
You have no idea. You have no idea. First of all, congratulations to Dustin. Well-deserved. Finished off like a true champion. Played a great round of golf yesterday in the most trying of situations for in my life. And, well, go ahead.
No, Curtis, go for it. Because I've never seen anything like it, unless this is just the 21st century where we can tweet about it, and we had an official come on during a broadcast to say that we're reviewing it. I mean, normally, if we didn't hear that, would the USGA have just let him know afterwards that he had a violation of some sort, Curtis?
Well, let's back up for a moment.
Sure.
The situation happened on the fifth green. He really didn't address the ball as we have learned our entire lives to address the ball. He didn't put the putter behind the ball. He took a couple of practice strokes. They deemed that to have moved the ball. In the old rules, that was not. The rules have been changed, okay? They asked him on the spot, did you cause it to move? He said no. Mm-hmm. End of conversation. Then they come up to him on the 12th tee, and they looked at the film, and they thought he had caused it to move. And they know that. And you could read that between the lines of Jeff Hall, who's a good guy at the USGA, on Fox Sports. I felt like they know they were going to put one stroke on him, and if they thought they were going to put one stroke on him, then they should have done it on the spot. Now they have him in limbo. They have the players chasing him in limbo. And, you know, he played like a champion after that. I'm just so glad that he won by more than one because right. I can't imagine what would have happened, you know, if it would have cost him the U.S. Open championship.
Well, I think
it was just debacle from start to finish.
You might not have been able to call in right now because you'd be in a tower somewhere, Curtis, because we might.
I was on the ground. The reason I know all of this, I was on the ground with Shane Lowry's group talking to USGA officials, and they were. It was funny. None of them would say a word. They didn't want to commit themselves at all.
So what were you doing? You were going up to them during the round with the Lowry.
On the last 6 holes, trying to figure out what was going on. We knew what was going on, and after Jeff Hall went up there, there's officials all over the golf course. I was going up to them and asking them, can you tell me anything? Nobody would say a word. And bottom line is, this is the bottom line. I've talked to tour officials this morning, Rich. Where do you finally have to protect the player a little bit? It's about intent. It's an honest game. Remember this. They cut the greens 3 times yesterday morning. They rolled them twice after that. Then in between the rounds, they rolled them again. Oakmont's greens are like putting on the side of Mount Everest, okay? They're running 14 and a half. There's nothing to stop the ball from moving. So if the ball does move, and he hadn't put his putter up against the ball, gravity's just taken over. They're Poa annua greens. They're pretty smooth, but they're still Poa annua greens. From a player's perspective, in this Twitter world out here that I'm not part of, but I'm reading right now, is just slamming them. Nobody, I've read one that thinks Dustin moved the ball, and now we have it's a black eye on the U.S. Open as far as I'm concerned.
Curtis Strange of Fox Sports, 2-time U.S. Open champion, joining me here. And in the Twitter world, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Ernie Els, all in real time, as it was happening, was taking the USGA to task. I mean, so have you heard of any one player that thought the USGA did the right thing at all, Curtis?
Not one. So anyway, it's really kind of a moot point, but I think it's an overlying theme of the U.S. Open the last 4 or 5 years, and I hate to see it because it's our national championship. It was played on one of the grandest of all great golf courses in the world at Oakmont. A great test. The greens are. Did you hear Jack Nicklaus on the air yesterday? He said in 62, what were the greens running? He said about 9 or 10. And for your listeners, that's very slow in today's time. He said they were running 9 or 10, and we thought it was slicker than, grease lightning. So
right.
How the world has really changed because they're 4.5 feet faster now. So, when you put them on the side of a hill and you don't have any grass other than gravity to move the ball, it's a delicate situation. I think it was mishandled.
All right, so then let's move on here.
Yes.
Let's talk about Dustin Johnson's game and how it is built for majors now that the dam is broken for him in a way that the Cavaliers' dam was broken last night in the NBA. What do you think about Dustin Johnson's future, Curtis?
First of all, congratulations to Cleveland. It should have happened after the 30 for 30 came out, last month or so.
Yeah, right.
On Cleveland. But anyway, he's been for 5 years.
But Curtis, we just lost him right there. Did the USGA just jam the frequency? Is that what just happened here?
We'll have a ruling on Curtis's cell reception in about 2 days.
He might be down a couple bars.
Johnny in South Carolina. Let's get to Johnny while we're calling Curtis back here. Johnny, you're on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up?
What's going on, Richie?
How are you, Johnny?
Hashtag Go Blue.
Thank you, sir.
Hashtag Hail. Okay, here's the deal. A big punch in the nose to the USDA for what happened on number 5 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about what happened on number 10. Okay, Johnson duck hooks it 25 yards left of the 10th fairway. He gets probably 6 yards of line of sight relief from the TV tower, and then he gets to drop it into basically a fairway lie when he's sitting in grass that's about 18 inches deep. Okay, so he couldn't have moved that ball 40 yards from where it was. Okay, nearest point of relief was not to the left to the 11th fairway where they took it. Nearest point of relief was back to the right, back toward the 10th fairway. That ruling took the integrity of the entire tournament and put it at question because they did not protect the rest of the field with that ruling.
Johnny,
Get Curtis back on. Ask Curtis about that.
All right, thank you, Johnny. Curtis, is he back on? All right.
Yeah, we got Curtis.
Curtis, I don't know if you just heard our fan who wanted me to ask you about this ruling on 10.
I did.
What did you think?
Well, unfortunately, I'm with the one group, the last group yesterday, but
Sure.
I understand, and I think what we're talking about here, there's some inconsistencies out there, but the rules are there to help you. And if you all of a sudden get a good break in that situation, line of sight, you get it to a better lie, that's the nature of the beast. I understand. What it shows me, there's a lot of listeners out there that know the rules of golf, and good for them. But there is some cases where you do get a heck of a break, and so be it.
So where were you? You were about to just talk about Dustin Johnson and his future with his game, Curtis.
Like I said, he's been around for a long time. He's finally broken through. He's probably still the longest hitter on tour, and a hell of a straight driver of the ball as far as he hits it. Wonderful iron player. If something holds him back, it's a little bit of the putter. But when you hit it that so bloody far and hit it that so good, you're going to be in contention with these major championships that demand ball striking, that demand driving of the golf ball. And so I think he could win, how many, who knows. But he's been in contention for 5 or 6 years in majors, and I think it will continue, and especially what this will do for his self-confidence going forward.
Yeah, and in terms of his mental fortitude, I mean, to be told on 12, not to keep coming back to this, but that was part of the story, a major part of the story yesterday, Curtis, to be told after what happened with him at the PGA a couple years ago. That was really incredible when you think about it.
Yeah, he handled that really, really well, the PGA, and the loss at Pebble and Carnoustie. But, it shows that he's stronger than some people think. And, everybody handles adversity in different ways. And he seemed to really buckle down and play well. And not only play well, Rich, but he made the putt at 16. He made a decent putt at, I believe it was 14 or 15 for par. And, that's strength. You can hit the drive and you can hit the irons, but to make it on those greens, to make par-saving putts at the end of the U.S. Open shows a lot of intestinal fortitude. And I was proud of him. The way he played on the last hole, he bombed it off the tee, hit a 6-iron in there close and made it. And it just kind of snuffed out any questions about him in a great future going forward.
Curtis, I really enjoyed your commentary over the last several days on Fox, and I really appreciate you taking the time to call in here. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Talk to you again, Rich.
Yeah, thanks again. That's great. Thank you. That's Curtis Strange, who clearly has AOL.
That was amazing.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.